All right, we'll go ahead and get started here. If you have a question for head coach Nicki Collen, please raise your hand in the chat. Danny Thompson, we'll start with you.
Coach, tough loss today. Can you explain Courtney and her development from game 1 to game 2, how you felt like she played today?
Yeah, I mean, obviously Courtney's shaking the rust off, and I thought she obviously, got her legs under a little bit, made some jump shots tonight, had 4 assists. I think it's still going to take some time. I think the playbook's still pretty small when she's on the court. Courtney has the advantage of, I coached her in Connecticut, and some of the things that we do, we may do it slightly differently, but she has the advantage, I think, in learning I can always say, okay, we're going to run this, and you called it something else in Connecticut. And so, just kind of getting her up to speed. But I thought she played more comfortably. I thought she played more comfortably off the ball than she did. I had Blake run the point and get her the ball in actions. I, had her in with Kennedy more. And so I think that helps. I think you want to play to and through Courtney, but I think she's more suited, to play off the ball and then run her into actions.
Edwin Powell, go ahead.
Hey, Coach. Statistically, you guys are very even. The major difference is really just the little hole that you guys crawled into that first quarter. What did you see the difference between that first quarter and as well as the rest of the quarters?
Yeah, the tough part was it was more we started off great. I thought we started the game really engaged, just like against New York. We were really engaged defensively. I thought we were flying around. We were talking. We were communicating. Elizabeth was doing a good job of battling McGowan. It was kind of from that 5-minute mark of the first to the 5-minute mark of the second. So I thought we started the game well. We finished the half well, the second 5 minutes. Some of that's Kennedy getting in foul trouble. I mean, honestly, that affected us because I think, our pace was better when she was in the game. I thought we started fast with good pace, and then we kind of faltered. And once again, that's kind of, I had to sub Courtney at the 1 because of Kennedy's fouls and didn't give her a chance to play together. So, we did, but I mean, look at it. Statistically, we turned the basketball over. You're not going to win games when teams score 28 points off your turnovers. So, we were just handing the ball to them and just making it easy. So I think that stretch was our worst stretch in terms of, Kennedy had a couple turnovers, Courtney had a turnover, Benijah had a turnover. I mean, we just coughed it up over and over during that stretch and kind of didn't give ourselves a chance. We also missed layups. Kennedy missed a layup. Monique missed a layup. We had a number of – so you take missed layups and turnovers, and then we weren't getting back and getting stops. And so, for me, as much as I, know that this is a process with this team, I'm just frustrated that we're not getting stops, and I think that's the part that when you do turn it over or when – you're trying to figure things out on offense, you got to rely on that base defensively. And that's the hardest part for me right now in this group is that you got a lot of new pieces. You have very little training camp, and now you can't practice. I mean, we're in the middle of 10 and 19. So, it's like, how do you learn? How do you keep, you do it by film. But it's tough, with a young team, a new team. I mean, I would love to go to the practice floor tomorrow and work on a lot of the things that we struggled with today because I think we can get better. And I think we got players that want to get better, but it's a difficult grind, and we're all in that situation. It's just, that's why we've said from the beginning, I think teams that have been together that understand each other, as Seattle, where they're just on a string defensively and they've played together multiple years, it makes it a little easier for them.
Zachary Diamond, go ahead.
Hey, Coach. I was wondering what most excites you about Kennedy Carter's game, and also what does Carter need to work on the most so far?
Well, I would start with she's got to stop fouling. That seems to be a trend for her. She's gotten herself in foul trouble in 3 of our 4 games, and she's fouling jump shooters. Probably overly aggressive against Sabrina the other night, got herself in foul trouble early. And so I would say that's, right now through 4 games what I'm the most concerned with, because that takes her off the floor. What I'm most excited about is I just think she's explosive off the bounce. I think she can create her own shot. She can create for her teammate. She went through, if you look at some of her statistics, she started games well and finished games well. So, she's fearless in the fourth quarter. I mean, and we've had some games where she's had to make plays down the stretch. And so she's not afraid of the big moment, the big shot, and has shown that she'll go make those. But, she's still got to learn. I mean, she's still got to understand defense. She's got to understand help side. There was a late example where, Blake was helping on the nail on a drive, and Blake was guarding Kelsey Mitchell, and Kennedy was guarding Alamond, and, she needed to sell out on Kelsey when Blake had to help on the nail. Kelsey hit that late 3, and that's, just part of learning, really understanding scouting report defense and who's going to beat you and who's hot. And, so her growth is going to come as she learns the game, as she learns who everybody is in this league and what they do well, how she can continue to get better on both sides of the ball. But she's a great kid, wants to be great, is a willing learner, asks questions, and so, I'm excited. I think she can be a star. There's no doubt. Long term, she can be a star in this league.
Danny Thompson, back to you.
Coach Danny Thompson, the three-point conversion. The first couple of games of the season, it seems like the team was getting to the free throw line. What was the difference tonight? Did you just feel like they were just not aggressive because there was only 8 free throw attempts tonight?
Yeah, I mean, it was a little, I thought E got hit a few times. Should have had some 3-point plays, to be honest. But I thought, some of that was how Indiana played us. And, it was 2 things. One, we didn't create enough offense in transition. So whenever you're in a number situation and you're attacking the rim, you're going to get to the foul line. We played in the half court way too much, and that's us not getting stops. It's turnovers, us not getting stops. So, the first game we got in transition a ton. And so it's been a mixture that way. I think the other thing was how Indiana played us, and when you've got players who like to take jump shots. I mean, Courtney Williams loves to take jump shots. Kennedy Carter likes to take jump shots. She mixes it a little bit more. But, the way they dropped off our ball screens, it allowed us to kind of walk into some of those jump shots. And so, I thought early we were stagnant. I thought the ball did not move. The ball got stuck. And I think when the ball moves and the ball has energy, which, the first game of the year was by far our best in terms of the ball really having energy, the ball moving, us flowing from one action to the other, putting pressure on the D, just flying around the court. And some of that's legs, some of that's here's our 4th game in a week, and we don't have the same kind of energy, and no one's going to as this season goes along. But, I think that's where we're going to put foul pressure on people. And, we got to the line against New York, and New York played us really soft as well. And teams are just kind of sliding under ball screens and challenging us to make those jump shots. So, the only person they don't do that is with Strickland. They'd really try to battle over the top of Strickland. But other than that, they're going to go under ball screens on Blake. They're going to go under ball screens on Benijah. They're going to go under ball screens on Kennedy. They're going to go under ball screens on Courtney. Like, it's just what people are going to do.
All right, last question, Bailey Johnson.
Hi, Nikki. I'm just wondering if you expected to play Blake as many minutes as you have so far this year, and what you've seen from her.
I don't know that I had an expectation going into the season. I think that, if our roster looked different, I'm not sure if Tiffany Hayes was here and Courtney had been on time and Renee had opted in, or one of them had opted in, and as well as Benijah's been playing, I'm not sure. But the thing about Blake, and I know she doesn't put up the numbers that some of the players, but if you look game in and game out at her plus minus when she's on the floor, we're better when she's on the floor. She runs offensively. She creates tempo. She guards people. She's never going to not know who she's guard. When we talk about KYP, know your personnel, she's going to know the other team. She's going to cut hard every possession. She's a player that makes the players around her better. And so sometimes when all I need is someone to play with energy, to guard, to bring positive energy. She is always going to do that. It's just, whether she scores or not is not always indicative of what she brings to the court. But she switches, she's tough, she battles, no moment's too big or too small for her. She's going to give you her all if you're tied, if you're up 10, if you're down 10. It just doesn't matter with her. So there's a consistency of effort. There's a consistency in who she is as a human, that there's a consistency in her, how she prepares, and regardless of how tired she gets, it's never going to show. She's never going to hang. She may hang her head because she makes a bad play, but she's never going to not run back on defense and make a hustle play. So, will she always get these kind of minutes? Not necessarily, but I just always know that I can go to her, and it doesn't matter, what happened the game before. I know she's going to give me consistent effort. So, she's just a great one to have on our roster. And I was just really proud of Jaylyn coming in and sticking threes, when we needed it tonight. I think Jaylyn's another player that's a little like Blake, maybe doesn't play with quite the same obvious energy, but just can really, really shoot it. And, I thought did a great job on Tiffany Mitchell when they tried to take advantage of her. And when we first put her in the game, she fouled her once and then she got it. She really figured it out the more minutes she played.
All right, we've got Courtney Williams here. If you have a question for her, please raise your hand. I'll call on you. We'll start with you, Danny Thompson. Go ahead.
Courtney, Danny Thompson, the three-point conversion. 2 games in, how does your body feel after playing your second game since you've been inside the bubble?
Oh, it's hurting. I'm definitely sore. I haven't really picked up a basketball too much. I kind of told myself I was going to get, back in game shape during training camp. And obviously I missed that. So now I'm trying to, catch everything back up during games, which is tough. But, I got to do it.
Edwin Powell, go ahead.
Hey, Courtney, Edwin Powell, Game Time Radio. There has been a lot of turnover on this team. Just talk a little bit about how you feel your team is kind of meshing together in that process, coming together.
I mean, it's tough. We don't really have a lot of time to really get to know how each other play just yet. So it's we learn it on the spot, where certain people like to be, where they want the ball, how they play defense. So it's it's tough. But, it's kind of a long season, the game's so back-to-back. So it's we got to get it together. And I think we will.
Danny Thompson, back to you.
Courtney, with playing with Kennedy Carter, so she's young. You're a former All-Star. What can you show her and teach her? Because the first couple games she's been in kind of a bit of foul trouble. What can you do to help her in her maturation process in the first couple of weeks of the season?
I haven't made All-Star yet, but I appreciate that compliment. But, I think just staying in her ear, letting her know, be aggressive but not too aggressive. She got a lot of talent, a lot of potential. So once it finally clicks and she get it going, she's going to be a problem. I mean, she already is a problem, but she's going to be a different type of problem.
All right, last call for questions. All righty, thank you, Courtney.
I'll be easy. Close to person.
All right, we've got Jaylyn Agnew here. If you have questions, please raise your hand in the chat. I'll call on you. Danny Thompson, go ahead.
Jaylyn, Danny Thompson with the three-point conversion. When you come in the game, you seem like you have a green light to shoot the basketball. And tonight, both the shots, both three-pointers you got go in. What is your mentality when you're inside the game, and what do you think about when your number's called?
Yeah, you just got to be ready when, your number is called. And so today, I just happened to be open on both of those shots. So I just had to shoot with confidence, and they went in today. But, yeah, I think you just have to be ready and be prepared, no matter if you're going to play 30 minutes or 2 minutes, still know, scout on defense, offense, all that stuff. You still just have to be prepared no matter what.
Yukiri Thomas, go ahead.
Yes, hi, Jaylyn. Speaking on, I guess, just your confidence level, can you talk a little bit about the team chemistry tonight as well?
Yeah, so the team chemistry, yeah, obviously we just got Glory and Courtney back, and so we're trying to integrate them in, without practicing too much, considering the schedule and having games every other day. So like Courtney said, sometimes it is on the fly. So we still just have to get a little comfortable with some of the different lineups we're having and stuff. But I mean, that stuff will come eventually, but it's our second game with them. So it'll come. We'll be fine. It's just getting over that initial, comfort with them on the floor, especially if they're going to be playing a lot, which they are. And then my confidence level, I just have to be confident whenever I go in, know my role, know that I should shoot whenever I'm open. But we'll work through the kinks for sure. It'll get there. It just takes a little time.
Jalen Johnson, go ahead.
Hi, Jaylyn. Bailey Johnson from The Next. I know the WNBA three-point line is longer than in college. How's that adjustment been for you?
I think it's been okay. During the quarantine when I was training, I was actually shooting NBA threes, trying to, because I knew the line was a little bit longer. So, I think the adjustment's been fine.
And last question, Zachary Diamond, go ahead.
Hi, sorry. I was wondering what your biggest goal this season is.
I would say just to contribute where I can, whether that is on the offensive end, defensive end, or on the bench, just being energy player, hyping my teammates up, just being good at whatever role I am in is probably my biggest goal this year. I think just doing what I can where I can.
All right, thanks, Jay.